Welcome to the Secrets Women Keep podcast. I am your secret keeper and confidant, Lauren White. I'm a qualified counsellor and sexologist, madam of a secret society, author of Permission, and a witty, highly intuitive lounge room dancing introvert. I help you as an exceptional woman in entrepreneurship to see, love, and trust all the parts of yourself, especially the unseen. Let's pull back the curtain, light the candelabra, and remove the mask. These are the secrets women keep. Welcome to the Secrets Women Keep. I'm your host and confidant, Lauren White, and in today's solo episode, I am going to be sharing with you very generously what it is like to run a secret society. Because not many of you would know what it's like to run a secret society, right? I didn't know what it was like to run one until I actually ran one, created one, birthed one. It's been interesting. It's been really interesting. And I am going to start by telling you why and how the secret society came about. I've already shared with you about my bathroom stall moment where I wondered who I could contact in that time of need. And that was one of the big seeds that was planted for secret society. What happened a few months later was I started doing some coaching with Angel Phoenix, who's been a guest on the podcast. She talked all about the secrets of death and rebirth. And we spoke at length about my transition from being known as a sexologist to being known as a confidant. And a lot of what we talked about was her saying to me, okay, you're a confidant. Why should anyone tell you their secrets? Why would anyone trust you with their secrets if you don't talk about yours? And I knew that she was right in what she was saying and that I needed to let all of that marinate, to not necessarily just react and take lots of action and start sharing all of my secrets. But I trusted that in time I would have the right format and approach and tact to share the secrets that felt good for me to share in a public space like this podcast and in more selective spaces like secret society, like my own one-to-one relationships and connections, and with specific groups and communities that I'm a part of. So my secret sharing isn't necessarily everyone gets in on the secret. I'm discerning about it. Yeah, so what Angel said stayed with me, and we started talking about me creating a secret society, and we had a massive giggle and started talking about Cruel Intentions because it's one of my all-time favorite movies. And she started imitating Selma Blair going, secret society, secret society. From there, I just knew that I had to create a secret society. I had to create a space where women could share freely without any worry or concern about any ramifications or anything coming back to them in regards to what it was that they needed to share. And I had it in my mind that these were professional women. These were entrepreneurial women. These were women in healthcare who couldn't be completely candid in all sorts of spaces and just say whatever they wanted because people would click on their profile and know that they're a health professional, know that they have a certain standing within the community and that they can't just go about saying whatever they want because they have a reputation to uphold and protect. And as censoring as that can be sometimes, as limiting as that can be sometimes, I understand why things still are that way. It's frustrating, but I can still see some of the benefit in it because you are talking about people's health and you are talking about people's well-being in their lives. So I thought, all right, well, health professionals still need a space where they can go and get support. Health professionals are, strangely enough, very isolated at times people assume that they've got support being health professionals and being connected to other health professionals. What I experienced being a health professional myself, especially when I was in nursing, is that just because you've got people around you doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to be completely honest with them about what you're personally experiencing. And I thought, well, if you can't say these sorts of things to your colleagues and friends, where do you say them? Where do you go beyond one-to-one therapy when you do want a community, or you do want a group, or you do want to be a part of a circle? So I basically put secret society, social society, kind of is, secret society out there, and just thought I'll just see who signs up for it. And it was a pretty soft launch that I did back in June 2020. And as I was concocting the idea and the vision for it with Angel Phoenix, I knew that I didn't want it to be Victorian in its aesthetic. I didn't want it to be too Victorian. I wanted it to be almost like very like part Victorian with a lot of Art Deco in it. Like that, just the idea of that just really turned me on. And before I put it out there, I created a photo shoot with my beautiful photographer, Erin Smith, who was able to see this vision of the gold velvet and the candelabras. And we did it just when some COVID restrictions were lifting, and tried to create this opulent kind of scene within my house, within my storage room, actually, which is now my secret society meeting room. I shouldn't be telling you that. That's secret information. That's sacred information. But I always go in there to have my meetings, and my daughters know it as my clubhouse. So I really wanted to create an aesthetic around this, and I did the best that I could with what I had, given the time and given how quickly this idea came to light, and how quickly I wanted to get it out there and to get women into this group. So I put the call out, and I had, I think, maybe six or seven women say yes. And it just so happens that I knew all of them in some way, shape, or form, that I was connected to all of them. None of them were completely cold in that I didn't know who they were or had never made contact with them before. They were women I had in my network and former clients that wanted to re-access the work but didn't necessarily want sessions. And it ended up being this really, really beautiful circle of professional women who put in their application form that they wanted more support from women and wanted to learn more about themselves and their experiences of womanhood, and didn't want to feel so lonely and needed some feedback about where they were at. I invited them all in and created a Signal chat, a private Signal chat. And I chose Signal because of its end-to-end encryption and the fact that it wasn't on Facebook. I didn't want to support Facebook with this endeavor. They own and operate WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook. And I just thought, no, I want this to be separate. And I didn't want the messages and the chat within Secret Society getting mixed up with all of the other messages and notifications that the members were receiving for the other things in their life. I thought, no, this is an app that not many people are using. Well, they weren't at the time until Signal blew up at the end of 2020. This wasn't an app that many people were using, so it was going to be a sacred space for them, and it is a sacred space. I invited the women in, and we started having group calls. We started having 2 group calls a month, and what they do is they hop on under their pseudonym. They have a pseudonym for the chat. They use the same pseudonym for Zoom, and they hop onto the call and they have their mic off, they have their camera off, and I speak with my mic, I have the camera on, and they all use the chat. And we talk about, I can't say exactly what we talk about, but we talk about what's moving through our lives and what's challenging us. And we don't name names. We just share what's going on and how we react, how we respond, and how we'd like to respond instead to those challenging situations where we feel exposed or we feel vulnerable or we feel like there's room for improvement and growth. And it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to see women supporting each other. It's wonderful to be a co-creator of that. It's been, well, it is just a joy to be able to serve in that way where women know each other through the chat and feel each other, but don't necessarily know everything about what is going on in that woman's life. They don't know all the ins and outs of exactly what they do for work or where they live or, what their kids' names are. None of that. It's really just sharing, this is what's happened to me. This is what I'm wondering about. And it's really beautiful. It just strips everything back. And I started Secret Society because I don't like small talk. I just like getting to the point of sharing and learning and sharing our stories. So the format of it is something that works incredibly well for me, and it calls in the women that it works for as well. I have used Secret Society myself in some ways to share a little bit about what's going on for me. I've done it with tact. Well, I think I have. I've done it with tact. I haven't used it as my sole space for secret sharing because I'm mindful of holding that space for women. I want them to receive the attention and acknowledgement that they're worthy of receiving because they're out there giving it to other people, and most of them are giving it to other women. So I didn't want them to come into the space and be worried about me or be concerned about me. So I've been more inclined to share with them what's going on after the fact and seeking the support I need from other people and other channels, but still being honest with them. It's kind of me trying to strike a nice balance. Why are we there under a pseudonym? We're there under a pseudonym because when you wear a mask in the healthiest expression of it, you can explore other personas that exist within you. You can explore what it is that you would say if you didn't have to worry about being censored. You can explore who it is that you want to be. You can explore your alter egos. So my alter ego in Secret Society is Madam Secret. So how would Madam Secret act? Would Madam Secret say this? How would Madam Secret hold the space? What would she offer within the cause? What would she say? And I haven't always nailed that persona perfectly. I've still been Lauren, but I have been able to explore other ways of expressing and speaking and intuiting and moving, because there's some movement in Secret Society as well, which I love. And there is incredible, immense, inherent value in exploring who you are without worry, who you are or who you could be if you didn't have to think about your titles, if you didn't have to think about your profession. And this makes us more multi-layered and more complex and more interesting. That was one of the reasons why I started Secret Society. Was I was bored. I was pretty bored. I was deprived of sensory experiences with being in COVID times and just felt like, the white Instagram palette is boring the crap out of me. I need fire and velvet and like the picture of a feast along a table and ornate doors being closed and cloaks and masquerade parties. And I needed all of that to help me feel alive, to help me feel the blood running through my veins and into my pussy, and to be able to share that color with the world and all of my internal fantasy world really made me feel excited. And that was a big part of Secret Society as well, and creating it, was to step into this world that just didn't feel possible in the times that we were and are living in. That some of these places we couldn't visit or we couldn't be in real life. So can we imagine them? Can we imagine that we're sitting down at a round table and the ornate doors are closed and there are no cameras, there are no recordings. I don't record Secret Society meetings because I want women to show up. I want women to attend. And in a real life Secret Society, you wouldn't have a Zoom recording of it. You wouldn't have any record of it. It would all be verbal, and only the people there would be in on what is happening within the society. So I have admittedly recorded guest appearances, and we've had a guest speaker come on, because they are pieces of content I can't recreate. But otherwise, you need to show up, because that's the point. If you're in a society, and you're a member, you need to show up to meetings. It's been 9 months of beauty. It's been really invigorating. It's been incredible to serve, and I'm really excited to share that we had our first masquerade party in February of 2021. We turned up to this beautiful space in Brisbane, this beautiful private room that was the best that I could do for creating that vibe of velvet and mirrors and, lighting, all of that. And it was beautiful. We all showed up in our masks and were able to meet each other and share on that one, on that one evening. And I had such a good time. It was really my intention to create something that wasn't really in existence, that isn't in existence. I want to tell you a really funny story about Secret Society, because I can share this one. When I was creating it, I approached my solicitor, who also happens to be my brother-in-law, and I said to him, I'm creating a secret society. I just want to know, what do I do about confidentiality agreements? And he was like, wait, so Secret Society, you sure you want to call it that? I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I want to call it. And he said, sounds really cloak and daggers. Sounds a bit occult. And I was like, it's literally a group of women coming together to just talk about their story, share their stories and share their secrets and whatever they feel comfortable with. And he kept saying, are you sure you want to call it this? Are you sure? And I was saying, yes, I want to call it Secret Society. And he said to me, I've got an idea. Why don't you call it the Confidence Forum? And I bit my lip and I tried not to laugh, and I went, I'll think about it. I was trying to say no really kindly. I'll think about it. I was like, I know I'm calling this Secret Society. It's already decided that this is what it wants to be called. And Ed and I had a giggle, and Eddie said to me, it sounds like, Confidence Forum sounds like something that a traveling salesman would go to with like a cup of instant roast coffee and a loose tie, and they're all sweaty and they're going to this, like, I don't know, Amway kind of confidence forum. I'm like, that's exactly what it sounds like. And I ended up sharing it with the members about a month or two later, and we had a big giggle. And I asked them if they would have signed up if it was called the Confidence Forum, and they were like, no, definitely would have signed up. So I love my brother-in-law for all the support that he's given me in legally. I just don't know that his idea about the Confidence Forum was one of his best ideas. And I pressed forward and went with my gut and called it Secret Society, and called in some really, really incredible women. It's had a great churn rate. If anyone doesn't know what that means in terms of memberships, what it means is that not many people, it takes people a long time to leave. Really great churn rate for Secret Society. It's at about the 8-month mark, I think. I'm really happy with that. I think it's realistic. And what I've decided to do stepping forward is Secret Society is going to enter a new chapter. And it feels really, really good to have this download around it. Secret Society is going to be a 6-month container where you explore everything that you need to explore through 6 different essences. So those essences are our anchors for the month, and we talk about them and we share about them, and we get on calls and you can ask me questions about them, and I give you resources around those 6 essences. And I cannot wait to see the transformation that happens at that 6-month mark. I'm really tightening Secret Society up to make sure that it's still a space where you can come and vent and you can express. And there's not, in all honesty, there's not lots of accountability in Secret Society. It's never what I wanted for it. It's not like, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you blah, blah? I'm not on your back about things. I just simply wanted to create that safe space that you could step into and say exactly what was moving through you in the moment and receive the support that you need from your peers, from the other members. And I love that. I love that. I love accountability. It's what I bring into all the other offerings that I have. I bring it into one-to-one. I bring it into Unveiled, which is my invitation-only year-long program. With Secret Society, you're not going to be pressured you're not going to have lots of homework. You're not going to have lots of me asking, what have you done? Did you do this? Did you do that? That's really up to you to use whatever information is shared in there and to implement it and integrate it in your own way on your own time. You've got the support there if you need it. No pressure. It's a space for sharing and processing. And I don't know that there are many out there like it. I mean, there are lots of free Facebook groups, but they really lack quality. With this being a paid membership container, you're guaranteed that the other women stepping in are there for similar reasons as you, and that they are coming with really high quality intentions. The one bit of accountability that I have put in is a 6-month commitment. You don't see anything change from stepping into a container and stepping out again. And with a Secret Society, you don't just pop your head in behind the curtain to see what it's like as a member and step out again. This is exciting. And even though I had a really low churn rate, I am loving the feeling of having that you wrapped up in those 6 months and you fully supported so that you can find out more about yourself, so that you can, it's weird. It's like simultaneously putting a mask on so you can take other masks off. Yeah, that's what I want to say. You're putting a mask on to take other masks off. What you learn in Secret Society moves through your daily life in ways that you can't even fathom right now. Yeah. Yes. So if you are ripe to learn more about yourself, if you're ripe to step into Secret Society, or even to just dabble with the idea of Secret Society, I have something for you. It's the See Your Secret Self coaching container. It's happening from Monday, March 15. Step into it. Come in. All the details are in the link in my bio, and the link is in the show notes as well. Come in and learn all about the 5 masks that you need to remove in order to truly see yourself. We're going to be talking about that. I am going to be sharing with you all about the ways that you can stop feeling lost and lonely and start stepping into feeling whole and integrated. I want you, and hopefully you want you, to move out of neediness and into your fully fledged sovereignty. Because that's what we do in secret society. We receive support so that we can be sovereign. A sovereign woman isn't an island. She's a woman who has received and does receive support so that she can make decisions on her own, so that she can be discerning on her own without the neediness, without the desperation. Yeah. I'm also going to be sharing with you in See Your Secret Self how to create a compelling and rich inner experience of life, even if a lockdown happens, so that you can feel turned on by life, even when the rest of the world feels turned off. It's going to be 5 days of getting on live with you, you asking yourself the big questions, me answering your questions, and you coming out the other side going, oh, this is what I don't need to hold on to anymore, and this is what I need to call in for myself in order to be in my sovereignty. Yes. Yes. So depending on when you're hearing this, if you're hearing this before or around the 15th of March, come on in. The link is in my bio and in the show notes. If you're hearing this after the 15th of March and you've missed the coaching container, what I will have for you is a Secret Society waitlist up. That'll be up through my Instagram link in bio. And you can pop your name there and you will either be invited to come into Secret Society by submitting an application, or you'll need to wait until the next round of See Your Secret Self coaching container. I hope all of that makes sense. But Secret Society is a launch model where I open the doors and I close them again, because that's what makes it flow well, is having women step into the container at the same time and journeying together over that set period of 6 months to really, really come out the other side saying, I now know this about myself. I feel certain about this. I feel fortified. I feel supported, and I need more, or I feel complete. How beautiful is that? Right? So if Secret Society gets your yes, if it creates a little flutter for you, then you're my kind of woman. Either join the challenge, or if you're listening a little bit too late, then jump on the waitlist and you'll be the first to know when I've got doors opening again, or when I'm offering something completely free to you to test the secret waters. Thanks so much for listening. Enjoy your day, and don't forget, there's so much more to you than you know. There are so many more layers to you than you'll ever realize. Let's remove those masks of yours that are holding you back, and I'll see you in your secret self soon.